All right, guys. I'm pretty much gonna wing this one. This is gonna be about the whole censorship of TikTok. Is it a really, really big deal? Is China really trying to steal all of our information, or is it just the U.S. just being, those greedy bastards well, the U.S. government being the greedy bastards that they are, and like only we're allowed to steal information from our people. like, I'm not entirely like I don't know. Like I said, I'm winging this one, guys. So this is about TikTok. If you use TikTok, which I'm pretty sure you do, you're probably have already aware of this. It's probably on TikTok as well. But anyways, let's jump right into this one, shall we? Okay, so this is like the biggest thing that I've been hearing about so far. Um, TikTok being canceled or censored or banned. There's been using tons of words to describe the situation, and what do I think about it? I mean, like, yes, I use it, and I know some of you guys out there also follow the Booze and Chill TikTok, and I don't really know what to say much about it. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and open up something over here, and we're gonna read it through, and I'm gonna just give my 2 cents about it. But before we get into this, what I've been thinking, like, this is coming from and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. Like, there's tons of people out there who come up with their own conspiracy theories and stuff like that. So like, they want to ban TikTok because China is able to steal our information. Now, not too long ago, and I think this was like maybe maybe like a month. I'm gonna say like a month. There was a situation where what's his face, the CEO of Facebook, got sued for that reason, for getting getting the people's information stolen from Facebook. There's also something about child pornography as well. Um, so my argument is that it doesn't, just because it's from. I know we've had beef with China before. I understand that, but as far as like getting information stolen, it could my the way I see it is it could happen to any application, not just TikTok. It happened to Facebook. I mean, it can happen to any of them. It can happen to X. It can happen to Facebook. It can happen to Instagram. It's just like there's something else. There's something that they're not saying. They're not telling us, because that's just what I think. Leave it in the comments in the video podcast section. What do you guys believe? Because I think that any information can get taken away from any application. It doesn't even matter who's running it, because it can happen. Because these hackers can get into absolutely any one of them and just steal whatever they please. But again, I know there's been beef with China, and that's just my 2 cents on this subject. Just to let you guys know, this podcast might not be very long. And to be like 100% honest with you, like, I wasn't even sure what the fuck to talk about for this podcast, but because this is such a thing that's been going on a lot, and everybody everybody and their mothers uses TikTok, so decided to jump on the hype train to really just have something to talk about, but also because it's it's a worldwide thing. Like, millions and millions of people use this app, and it's not quite up there with YouTube, but it's behind YouTube, and that's like I think that's what TikTok's biggest competition is, as and Google up there as well. But I think what I'm gonna jump on into this side over here, and we're going to read some stuff about this whole banning or censoring of TikTok. So let's start off with this article here. It says many countries have imposed past or ongoing restrictions on the video sharing social network TikTok. Bans from government devices usually stem from national security concerns over potential access of data by the Chinese government. Other bans have cited children's well-being and offensive content such as pornography. That's what I was talking about just now. Like not too long ago, the CEO from Facebook, which I should probably get that name. Where am I? I should probably get that name. Give me a sec here, guys, just so that we can be clear. For those of you listening on the audio podcast, I'm gonna see if I can leave a very intriguing question or a poll for you guys to answer there, and also be kind and rate the podcast if you so please. Anything goes for you guys, whatever you think is fair. Mark Zuckerberg is the CEO of Facebook. Sorry. So yeah, not too long ago he got sued for pretty much the same fucking reason. But I don't hear nobody like wanting to ban Facebook. I wonder why that is. And again, I know there's been beef with China and stuff like that, but you know, it's a complicated and very twisted and very what's the word we're looking for? Just dirty works. And I'm talking like, in fact, I'm gonna show you guys on the video podcast here. There's a map that they got over here where they show where the TikTok application is banned on all devices, national government devices, banned for all users, banned but not enforced, stuff like that. It's pretty crazy. I want to show you guys so you can get an idea of what it is that what we are doing here. So if you are on the video podcast, on the audio podcast, may I suggest you check this one out. I'm going to show you guys this here map. You can see exactly what, like for instance, we see the blues, which is pretty much all of the US. TikTok banned on national government devices. The reds are TikTok currently banned for all users, which is, I guess much more not serious, but a lot of people will never actually experience TikTok. I mean, when I'm not saying like it's the most fucking awesomest thing in the fucking world. No, it's just like, you, especially nowadays where a bunch of like kids like want to be in with the in crowd and following what's trending and stuff like that. That's never going to happen there. The orange is TikTok unavailable, used instead of not shown, banned, and it says right here what were the grays. So the grays is TikTok not banned on any device. So we're still seeing some good amounts of TikTok censorships going on, and they're trying their best. They're trying their hardest to get rid of it. For the reasons I said earlier, like national security reasons, and also children's well-being. And but again, I think that this could just happen to absolutely any social media platform or social media application. But again, it's just I don't know. It's a messed up world out there, man. And like I have a whole list of of places. In fact, I'm going to show you here one more time, so that you can get an idea. I'm just going to scroll down the list here. It starts with like Senegal, Somalia, Kenya, from Asia, from Afghanistan to freaking China. Well, let's see. TikTok on devices brought into mainland China does not function on the local networks, instead requiring the Chinese counterpart Douyin, although a VPN can circumvent the restrictions. Okay, so there's a little bit of how can I put it? Like it's not complicated to get TikTok in China apparently, but there's some areas, there's some gray areas there. And then you see India and Indonesia, Iran, freaking Pakistan again, Taiwan, Vietnam, Europe, Austria, Denmark. I mean, the list just keeps fucking going. It keeps going, guys. But it's crazy out there, man. It's crazy out there. This whole TikTok banning. And here's a little bit more information on the banning on government devices, which is let's just see what it says, I guess. TikTok has been banned on devices owned by the federal government, with some exceptions. I assume that those exceptions are, the fact that we still got to keep tax on how well or how the banning process is taking place. So we gotta keep it on some government devices, because we got to make sure what's going on, the ins and outs and whatnot. So it also has been banned in at least 34 out of 50 states on devices issued by state governments. They generally do not prohibit civilians from having or using the app on personal devices. Some universities have banned TikTok on campus, Wi-Fi, and university-owned computers. New York City has banned the app on city-owned devices. So, again, I'm going to show you guys the map of this one here. These are the states that are banned from government devices. Let me go ahead and pop this up for you guys. Again, this is in the video podcast. For the listeners, I don't have the names here, but the map is there. The map is there. Let's start from the worst ones. I guess the rain one, banned enacted by Republican official. We're going from Texas, from like Florida, and my camera's actually blocking some of the other ones, but I can see New York in the corner, freaking Alaska in there too, man. And then we got the blues, was our ban enacted by Democratic officials, as you could see there. And then the grays are banned enacted by government agency. And then the light grays are not banned. Dark grays, the light grays. It's like those are the colorblind people, the colorblind states. I'm kidding. That's not true. That is not true. That is not true. Let me just get myself up here again. And yeah, guys, like that's my take. Well, what I just showed you was not my take. It's just I'm just showing you like where exactly it's banned from government devices, where it's not as banned, where places are completely banning it, the places where it's limited, and the places where it's like blocked from like certain Wi-Fi's and stuff like that. Like it's crazy. But again, how I said in the very beginning, my theory is that because we've had beef with China, that's the only reason. And then, I mean, I've seen some stuff and I've read some stuff that up in China, like they're not exactly their government. I mean, isn't exactly very very friendly as well. So if the Chinese government is the way that they are with their people, it's like okay, maybe I understand maybe why we should be worried, I guess, but like again, my thing is like I think any social media application can get hacked the same way that our U.S. government is saying that TikTok can steal information from us. So I mean, like, it's really, I think there's something there that we're not being told, and it's like I don't know. There should be I guess maybe a little bit of more investigating going on with this, and I'm sure there is, but just like the media, they're only feeding us what what they not what they can. It's just they're just only feeding us what what they're being told to tell us. There's has to be way more than just like stealing of information, which is a big deal, right? Because being stealing our information, they can do whatever they please. Like yeah, they could bankrupt us. They could I don't know, uh, abducting or something. Like I get it, but I mean it's a tricky subject. And then the fact that how are they gonna go about it? That's another question of mine. Like millions and millions of people in the world are using this application. I don't think the way to go about it is to get rid of it. Like first of all, they cannot remove it from all phones, or at least I don't think they can. But even if it is possible, that's just like that also goes against our freedom and freedom of speech as well. Because I mean, the app kind of it's a very expressive, creative application where people kind of like use it to you know put their voice out there, put their art out there, put whatever it is that they do. So that goes against that. And I know I read a couple of articles a while ago about that. Like that's messing uh, with our freedom. And again, being removing it from all phones, like it might be a possibility, but still, it seems like it's way too unnecessary. And I don't know how they would do it, but to me, like I assume it would be a lot of work to do, which I don't think they're gonna be willing to do that, or they are banning it like they're trying to do it right now. But then um there's still the issue of everybody still having the application on their phone. And then there was another thing where they mentioned that another way they can go about it, instead of having to delete the application from all freaking phones, is that they would put a halt to the upgrades. And I know you guys know this because you go on your phone and there's like all the applications and they all have like updates, whether you do it manually or automatically. There's always updates to make the application better and function or more modern, stuff like that. So there's a thing where they said that we can, instead of having to remove every single TikTok application from every fucking phone, we could just put a halt to the upgrades, slowing down the application. And I forgot what else that they mentioned, but it would affect it not quickly but slowly, when it would eventually want uh to eventually TikTok would want to remove it from not allowing it to do their upgrades. That's another way that they mentioned that they can go about it. And then what else? What else? What else? But I think those were like the main two things that they mentioned that would be the smoothest way to go about it. Other than that, it's just like I said, it just messing with our First Amendment, which is our freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and stuff like that. Um, that's what a lot of TikTok users are saying. And another thing, I even brought this up in a conversation with my friend Jose. Shout out to Jose. And there's also the people on TikTok who are monetized by TikTok, whether it being like full on 100% monetized or just monetizing to um, help out their businesses or their personal brand, stuff like that. I assume that those people are the ones that are, shouting out the whole First Amendment, our freedom, our expressions, all that. And that's probably the one that's gonna really really hit the hardest. So the people who are actually monetized by TikTok, because I not too- like when was it? Like a couple of days ago, I watched this video um from Vice. I watched this video from Vice where this dude went to those TikTok that's another thing. They have houses for those TikTokers who are monetized. It's insane. But anyways, so he goes into the TikTok house and he reviews all these kids that are full-time TikTok influencers or whatever. And most of them, I want to say, like it was like a house full of, like, they had friends over, stuff like that, but I think the main ones were like about like 8 or 10 kids that all actually lived in there. And at least I want to say like a good 80% of them were just doing this, just TikTok, full-time TikTok. And the other kids, like the other 20% were like, oh, I went to school and this and that, but this gives me more money, so this is why I like doing this, and stuff like that. And there's also there was this other kid that was like, if this doesn't work out, I have enough money to open up businesses. I go to school, become, I think, like a lawyer or some shit. So it's like, okay, these kids have plans, right? They have backup plans. But then there's the other percentage that were like just doing it, just full time. And again, I think those are the ones that are kind of like really going to be the ones you hear the most coming out and fighting for TikTok. But I mean, like, I don't know. It's complicated, man. I especially for them. I understand that, but um, I don't know, man. It's crazy situation. Like, TikTok, man. TikTok. I was never really like big of a fan of TikTok. The only reason I got the Booze&Chill TikTok was because of the fact that it's what the kids just like right now. And just everybody is into the whole TikTok thing. There's not one time I don't see somebody scrolling, doom scrolling on TikTok. It's insane. It's like freaking zombies. Maybe that could be another reason why they want to ban it. Maybe they're actually turning people into zombies. I'll believe that. I see it. I see it all the damn time. People mindlessly doom scrolling through TikTok. And like, they don't do this to any other app, because there's like, you got Instagram with the reels, you got YouTube with the YouTube shorts, but no, it's TikTok. It's fucking TikTok, guys. It is crazy. Um, but those are my thoughts on this subject. Um, I don't see why they're like turning this into like this giant thing. Again, I get it. There's the beef with China and stuff like that, the stealing of information, the safety of the kids. But like I said, this is just like something that could happen to any social media application at any point. Again, it happened in Facebook. The whole what was his name? Mark Zuckerberg. And that I don't know if y'all caught that one, by the way. This was broadcasted, the whole court thing. Like the guy showed absolutely zero remorse to the guy's complaints about, people's information being stolen and people's faces being used in pornography and stuff like that. And the guy showed zero remorse. He pretty much said like, what do you want me to do?" Like he straight up looked like he did not give two fucking shits about and everything that these people were complaining. There was like families behind them and stuff like that. In fact, the guy even told him, "I need you to turn the fuck around, look at these families in the eyes, and tell them that you're fucking sorry. And tell them how you're gonna help them out. Tell them what you're gonna do to help their situation." Turned around and gave the most like monotoned apology I've ever heard in my entire life. I mean, the guy looks like he's a fucking, I don't know. He could be a lizard people. I mean, the guy looks the guy looks scary. I will say he looks fucking creepy as a fuck. Like he looks like he could just peel all that pale freaking face and actually show what's really underneath, or whatever. Um, but yeah, those are my thoughts on this, guys. This will be the last call for this podcast. So to sum it up, um, TikTok being banned and them taking away our First Amendment, our freedom of speech, our freedom of expression. I can get behind that because I'm a creative person. Um, I can understand that. Now, the people who are making money off of TikTok, well, I feel for them. Not so much as the other percentage of the kids that I was talking about from the TikTok house, because they actually, they want to get an education. They have a backup plan. They have money saved up. But for the other 80 some percent of the kids who are just doing this full time and just doing absolute fucking nonsense, then, to each their own. And I wish them the best of luck. Because I've heard the transition from going to TikTok to YouTube is a little bit tricky, because your audience is only, they only know you from TikTok, and then YouTube, being that they now do shorts, for some reason is not the same thing for these people, for this audience or crowd or whatever. And as far as TikTok, the banning, the censorship, what can I say about that one? Other than, you know, I really don't have much to say about it, other than like, I mean, there's been so many social media applications have been taken down over the years. And I mean, that was just because, I guess, like is MySpace still out there? I'm pretty sure it is, I think, right? There's like an old MySpace account of mine somewhere lost in the internet, in the ocean of the internet, somewhere out there. But anyways, yeah, there's been social media applications that just kind of like come and go. So maybe this is just the way to go, but I don't know, man. Like I get, again, the beef with China, but like I said, my theory is It could happen to any social media platform or application. But that's just me. And that was the last call, guys. That is all I have to say about this topic. And I'm going to have thank you for sticking around and listening to me blabbering about this whole TikTok thing. Leave it in the video podcast comments if you guys are TikTok users. What do you guys think of the matter? Like, do you agree with the banning? Do you disagree? Are you an influencer of TikTok that you so happen to come across the Booze and Chill podcast and you got something you want to get off your chest? Put it in the video comment section right down below. Thank you very much. And that is it for that, guys. You know how this works. Go ahead and follow all Booze and Chill social media platforms. And if you want to see or hear more of the Booze and Chill or myself, if you like what I bring to the table, you go ahead and do me a solid. Go into Patreon/Booze and Chill, and you can further support the channel. Tiers start at $3. You can get behind the scenes stuff, exclusive content, early releases. You get high chances of winning a giveaway, which has already begun. So there's a giveaway happening. I'll maybe go ahead and leave the link in the description so you can follow the steps how you can enter to win the giveaway. Check out what I'm giving away, stuff like that. And again, if you want higher chances of winning the giveaway, you become a Patreon member. Again, tiers start at $3, and you can further support the channel and myself. And hit up the podcast on Spotify. Again, give a fair review, but those 5 stars, bro, let me tell you. But yeah, that is it for that, guys. Thank you for the viewers. Thank you for the listeners. I will see you guys in the next one. And remember, if you keep watching, I'm gonna keep drinking. What am I drinking today? Right now, some tea on my bluey shit, or more like bandit, because bluey is the shit. Cheers, guys. See you guys in the next one.